A pleasant day, everyone. For today's discussion, we are going to tackle about Region 6. Let me introduce myself. I am Franz Ybanez.
And I am Dejeih Engaston.
We will be touring you around Western Visayas.
Typically, Western Visayas is found on the west part of the major island of the Philippines, which is Visayas. It is surrounded by water. That's why one major livelihood is fishing. Region designation and its regional center. So Western Visayas, officially designated as Region 6, is an administrative region in the Philippines occupying the western sections of the Visayas. It covers 6 provinces, namely Aklan, Antique, Capiz, Guimaras, Iloilo, and Negros Occidental, as well as the 2 highly urbanized cities. The regional center is the city of Iloilo. So as you can see on the map, there's an arrow. That is the regional center, which is the Iloilo City. Western Visayas is bordered clockwise from the north by the Sibuyan Sea, Hintulu Channel, Visayan Sea, Tanyan Strait, Central Visayas, Sulu Sea, and the Tabla Strait. So let's move on to the transport service available. So there are 4 transport service available. The first one is the Kate and Jolly Transport Services. Second one is the MN Shuttle Transport Services. The third one, the Bench Transport Office. And the last one is the Octana Transport. So here in the provinces and cities of Western Visayas. So it consists of 6 provinces of Western Visayas. The first one is Aklan. So Aklan, the capital is Calibo. It is situated at the northwest of Panay Island. It is a first-class municipality in the Western Visayas region and practically located at the center of the coastal municipalities of Aklan. Also, it is the oldest province in the Philippines. Aklan is famous for Boracay from the tip of Panay. It is known for its white sandy beaches and is considered as one of the most prominent destinations in the Philippines. As you can see, it is also called the home of abaca and piña fiber. The second one is Antique. The capital is San Remigio. Shaped like a seahorse, Antique is the oversized serrated hemline of the west borders of 3-cornered scarf land mass that is Panay. Also, where mountains meet the sea. Next one is the Capiz. Its capital is Roxas City, and also known the basic plantations found in this part of the region are coconut, vegetables, and sugarcane. Also, it is known for the seafood capital of the Philippines. Guimaras. Its capital is Jordan, lies southeast of Panay Island and northwest of Negros Island in Western Visayas. Guimaras is a small island province in the Western Visayas. It is well known particularly of its mangoes, which are considered the sweetest mangoes in the world. Mango capital of the Philippines. From local and foreign tourists, also known as the food basket and rice granary of Visayas. Next, the province of Iloilo. So Iloilo is province located in the region of Western Visayas in the Philippines, occupied a major southwest portion of the Visayan island of Panay, and is bordered by the province of Antique to the west, Capiz to the north, the Hintulo Channel to the northeast, the Guimaras Strait to the east, and the Iloilo Strait and Panay Gulf to the southwest. Capital is Iloilo City. So, mountain ranges with peaks as high as 7,000 feet provided natural boundaries that separates Iloilo from Antique on the west and Capiz on the north. Same time, progressive city called Iloilo, it is fondly called the City of Love. Staying true to its moniker, Iloilo is home to the most loving, friendly, kind-hearted, and soft-spoken Filipinos, otherwise known as the Ilonggos. Negros Occidental is a province of the Philippines Located in the Western Visayas region, its capital is Bacolod. It occupies the northwestern half of the large island of Negros and borders Negros Oriental, Negros Oriental, which comprises the southeastern half known as the Sugar Bowl of the Philippines because Negros Occidental produces more than half the nation's sugar output. There are two urbanized city, the Iloilo City and Bacolod City. So in Western Visayas, there are 16 cities that we can found. The first one is the Bacolod City, first-class highly urbanized city in the region of Western Visayas, Philippines. Next one is the Bago City, home of historical and natural treasures owing to its contribution in the colorful history of the province of Negros Occidental and country. Third one, the Cadiz City, capital of the short-lived province of Negros del Norte. The city is a major sugarcane producing area. This is transported to Victoria City for further refining. Another major source of livelihood is the harvest of seafood. The fourth one, the Escalante City, the fourth class component city in the province of Negros Occidental, Philippines. Fifth, Himamaylan City, a third class component city in the province of Negros Occidental. Six, Cabancalan City, also the second city with the highest gross and net income of Negros Occidental next to Bacolod. Third, Pasay City, situated in the heart of Panay and can be reached via the new Iloilo-Capiz Highway, which starts from Iloilo City after Roxas City and goes all the way to Calibo and Caticlan Jetty Port at Malay Aklan. 8. La Carlota City is geographically located at the north-central portion of Negros Occidental. Sagay City, etymology, the name of the city comes from the semi-spherical shell called sigay, which can be found in the area. San Carlos City, it is formerly known as the Nabingkalan, derived from the word Nabingka, a beautiful daughter of Negrito chieftain who settled in the area that ruled the village in early part of the 17th century. Sipalay City is jeweled city in southern Negros that motivates the community in protecting its natural wonders to create a world-class haven through agro-aqua and industrial tourism for a sustained economic and development. Next is Talisay City, coastal component city in the island province of Cebu. Talisay is taken from the talisay tree, which is abundant in the sea. The city of Roxas, at the northeastern portion of Panay Island, the city is partly drained by the Panay River that flows northward to the Visayan Sea. It has an irregular coastline with Kulasi Point on the northwest. Next, Silay City, coastal component city in the province of Negros Occidental. 15, the Victoria City, a coastal component city also in the province of Negros Occidental. 16, Iloilo City. The name Iloilo is derived from the older name. A little trivia, Ilong-Ilong, Philippine Spanish, Ilong-Ilong meaning nose-like, referring to the promontory between two rivers, Iloilo and Batiano, where the Fort San Pedro and the 17th century Spanish port was located. So let's move on to the geography. Area and location, typically Western Visayas is found on the west part of the major island of the Philippines, which is Visayas. It is surrounded by water. That's why one major livelihood found in the certain island is fishing. Region 6 or Western Visayas is composed of the four provinces of Panay, the Guimaras Island, and the western portion of the island of Negros and its outlying lying island. Its boundaries are the Visayan Sea on the east, the Puyo East Pass on the west, the Sibuyan Sea and Romblon on the north, and the Cagayan Island on the southwest. So let's move on to the climate of Western Visayas. So Western Visayas is one of the coldest regions in the Philippines. Average daily high temperature of only 32 degrees centigrade. So high humidity and hot temperatures make the weather at times pleasant, but also tropical humid. It is year-long warm or hot. So due to the lesser rain, the best time for traveling is from February to May. Most precipitation decrease from July to October. Let's move on to the culture of Western Visayas.
So the Filipinos in Central Philippines are generally and collectively called Visayans or Visayans. Hence, the people in Panay, Guimaras, and Negros Occidental are referred to as Visayans or Visayans. Aside from the general names given to the people of the Visayan region, there are mountain people who live in the interior mountains of Panay and Negros. In Panay, they are generally referred to as Bukidnon, literally means from the mountains, or Solod, literally means inside or interior. Although listed as an indigenous people by the Office of the Southern Cultural Communities Region 6, now National Commission for Indigenous Peoples, their forebears were referred to as Mundos, or derogatory term given by the Spanish and the American colonial governments.
Okay, these are the ethnic groups in Region 6. The first is the Ilonggo. The language is referred to us as Ilonggo in Iloilo and in Negros Occidental. Many argue, however, that this is an incorrect usage of the word Ilonggo. In precious usage, Ilonggo should only be used in relation to the ethno-linguistic group that are native inhabitants of Iloilo and the culture associated with native Hiligaynon speakers. They argue that this agreement over the usage of Ilonggo to refer to the language extends to Philippine language specialists and native laymen. Next, Cebuano, referred to by most of its speakers as Binisaya or Visayan in English. It is an Austronesian language spoken in the Philippines by about 20 million people, mostly in the Central Visayas. It has the largest native language speaking population of the Philippines. Despite not being taught formally in schools and universities, it is the lingua franca of the Central Visayas and parts of Mindanao. The name Cebuano is derived from the island of Cebu, where the prestige language is spoken. The Waray are an ethno-linguistic group of people geographically inhabiting is the islands of Samar, Leyte, and Biliran, commonly referred to us as the Eastern Visayas region of the Philippines. The Waray speak their native language called Waray-Waray. The languages native to the inhabitants of Western Visayas are first, Hiligaynon, spoken in Iloilo, Negros Occidental, Guimaras, and Capiz. Capisnon, spoken in Capiz. Kinaraya, spoken in Antique and parts of Iloilo, Capiz in Aklan. Aquianon, spoken in Aklan. Malaynon, spoken in Aklan. Cebuano, spoken in the northern part of Negros Occidental and its municipalities and cities, which are facing Tanyon Street towards Cebu.
Next is we have the cultural practices of the Region 6. So one of the cultural practices of Region 6 includes the Pasungay or Carabao Fight of San Joaquin, Iloilo. So the Pasungay Festival is one of the tourist attractions prepared by every San Joaquinhon for a long week celebration of their annual town fiesta. It is a festival of bullfight or Carabao fight and held in the municipality of San Joaquin, Iloilo, Philippines, every third Saturday of January. This festival is a fight between two bulls or carabaos until one gives up and run. On the arena, you will witness the ferocious display of power and skills of the two fighters. Next we have is the sailboat race in Iloilo Para Regatta. So Para Regatta Festival or Iloilo Para Regatta Festival is an annual festival held in February in the Villa de Arevalo District, Iloilo City, Philippines. Its main event is a sailboat race in Iloilo Strait that features the Paraw, a Visayan double outrigger sailboat. It is the oldest traditional craft. It is the oldest traditional craft event in Asia and the largest sailing event in the Philippines. It is one of Iloilo City's tourism events along with the Dinagyang Festival, Kasadiahan Festival, Chinese New Year Festival, and Candelaria Fiesta. The Iloilo Paro Regatta began as a half-day sailboat race but is now a multi-day, multi-event festival. Next is the tourism attraction of Region 6. So there are 7 major attractions found in the region. So first place we have is in Aklan. So the province features high geographic diversity, ranging from white sandy beaches, mangroves, and mountainous landscapes. So the first destination for Aklan is the Bakawan Eco Park. So it is a 220 hectares mangrove forest located in Calibo, Aklan, Philippines. The mangrove reforestation project started in 1990 when the local government and several non-government organizations transformed the muddy shoreline of Barangay New Buswang into a mangrove reforestation site to prevent flood and storm surges in the community. The park is dubbed as the Philippines' most successful mangrove reforestation project. The word Bakawan in the local dialect means mangrove. Next place we have is the Antique. So the coastal areas in Antique are famous for scuba diving, starting from the southern town of Antique tourists, which can drop by Siraan Hot Spring, claimed to be a medical spring. So the destination for Antique is the Northwest Panay Peninsula Natural Park. So it is located in the on the island of Panay, which was proclaimed a natural park by President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo on 18th April 2002. The site is home to a wide range of flora and fauna of the Western Visayas, and also a wide range of wild animals. The water for Boracay Island and the hundreds of thousands of tourists that visit there every year are also provided by the Northwest Panay watershed. The next place is the Bacolod. So Bacolod, it is notably for its Mascara Festival held during the 3rd week of October and is known for being a relatively friendly city, as it bears the nickname the City of Smiles. So the destination for Bacolod is the ruins. So the Ruins Mansion is a famous tourist destination in Bacolod or Negros. It is the remains of the mansion built by Don Mariano as a testament of his love for Maria Braga. It is also known as the Taj Mahal of Negros. Amidst the cruelties of life and World War II, this testament still stood the test of time. The mansion was built in the early 1900s and inspired by Italian architecture. Next place we have is the Capiz. So Capiz is known for Placuna placenta oyster shell and is used for decoration and making lampshades, trays, windows, and doors. The province is also known as the seafood capital of the Philippines. So the destination we have for Capiz is the Shrine of the Sacred Heart of Jesus. So a beautiful church which was located in the heart of the Rojas city, which has a giant statue of Jesus as the center of attraction. This 132-foot height statue is the tallest one in the Philippines. This place is now one of the famous pilgrimage centers in this area. Next we have is the Guimaras. So the Guimaras Island is located in the Panay Gulf, between the islands of Panay and Negros. It is well known for its sweet mangoes. And the destination for Guimaras is Tacloban Island National Marine Reserve. So the Tacloban Island National Marine Reserve, or TINMAR, is one of the 372 designated marine protected areas in the Philippines, or Marine Conservation Institute 2019. It was declared as a protected landscape and seascape in 1990 under Presidential Proclamation number 525 and was one of the core sites of the National Integrated Protected Area System, or NIPAS, also known as the Republic Act 7586 of 1992. Under NIPAS, the essential ecological processes and life support systems should be maintained and genetic diversity be preserved while ensuring sustainable use of resources. So next place we have is the Iloilo City. Iloilo City, officially the city of Iloilo, is a first-class, highly urbanized city on Panay Island in Western Visayas, Philippines. The city is the regional hub of education, healthcare, tourism, culture, industry, and economy in Western Visayas. So the destination for Iloilo is the Molo Church. Molo Church is a famous Spanish colonial church and heritage site in Molo District. It is known for the prominent red spires that crown its tall bell towers and as the feminist church because of the all-women ensemble of saints represented in 16 statues perched on the aisle pillars, built in Neo-Gothic style. The church is one of the Iloilo City's most familiar landmarks and top tourist attractions. Lastly is the Negros Occidental. It is known as the Sugar Bowl of the Philippines. Negros Occidental produces more than half the nation's sugar output. So the main attraction for Negros Occidental is the Canlaon volcano, or also spelled as Canlaon in Tagalog. On Negros Island, it is one of the most active volcanoes of the Philippines and the most active one of the central Philippines. It forms the highest peak of Negros Island and is located west of Canlaon, about 36 kilometers southeast of Bacolod City, and belongs to Canlaon National Park. It was one of the highest trekking destinations in this area, and a lot of people visit this place nowadays. And now let us proceed to the delicacies of the region. So there are 3 delicacies that the region offers. So the first one, we have binangkal. So binangkal is a type of donut from the island of Visayas and Mindanao. It is made from deep-fried dense dough balls coated with sesame seeds. It is usually eaten with hot chocolate or coffee. And the second one is the piaya. Piaya, sometimes spelled piaya, is a Muscovado-filled unleavened flatbread from the Philippines, especially common in Negros Occidental, where it originated. It is made by filling dough with a mixture of Muscovado and glucose syrup. Last is the ginabot. So ginabot is the local term for pork crackling made from pig intestines after they are dried, salted, and then deep fried to golden brown perfection. The other word for ginabot is chicharon bulaklak. That's usually its name when you buy it in restaurants.
So that would be all for our report.
Thank you for listening.